How's it going, Bremerton? Josh Farley from the Kitsap Sun here. I'm with the 5th graders of Silver Ridge Elementary School, and as usual, I've got 5 stories that you just got to know about happening in Bremerton this week. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1, as you can see, I am down on the breakwater of the Bremerton Marina. On Tuesday afternoon, the USS Turner Joy made its return to Bremerton following about a month of maintenance. The Vietnam-era destroyer had been in dry dock in Lake Union, where 25 tons of sea growth was removed from its hull. It was also sandblasted and painted to look good as new back in the Bremerton waterfront. Story number 2 today is politics. Last Wednesday, Representative Derek Kilmer of Gig Harbor, he held a town hall. Now, normally these town halls have about 50 or 60 people in attendance. The event at the Admiral drew more than 1,000, even prompting Kilmer to make a joke that hopefully nobody will tell the fire marshal. Fast forward to Saturday, when there was another protest and vigil held on the bridge against the policies that Donald Trump has been implementing throughout his young presidency. This is not at all unlike what we saw a few years ago when former Congressman Norm Dix, who used to represent Bremerton, came home to a rather hostile crowd following his vote on the Affordable Care Act, which he supported. Today, many Republican representatives are going home to constituencies that are angry at them. However, here in Bremerton and Kitsap County, of course, Mr. Kilmer, who is a Democrat, came home to mostly thunderous applause. Story number 3 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. Do you believe in miracles? Well, I can tell you that the Randall family of Paulsbo does. Craig Randall Jr., their son, was born with sickle cell anemia. This is a terribly debilitating disease that causes red blood cells to sickle, and that means that when it goes through tight passageways in our bodies, it causes tremendous pain. But now, Craig Randall Jr., thanks to an exact match from his sister Sophia, was able to get a blood transfusion from Sophia. They took bone marrow from her hip bone, and it went right in to Craig Randall Jr. through an IV. That blood has grown inside of him, and now he's almost completely sickle cell free, becoming the first person in Kitsap County history to be cured of sickle cell anemia. Story number 4 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. Did you know that Green Mountain is the tallest mountain in Kitsap County? Well, this weekend on Saturday, you'll have a chance to conquer it. At least 40 people will be undertaking a massive challenge called the Green Monster. The Green Monster is a duathlon that involves 24 miles of both trail running and mountain biking, and involves 5,000 feet of elevation change.
The first leg is going to be about 1,700 feet of gain for your run. Then you're going to transition straight into your bike, which is going to be about another 1,700 feet of gain. And then you're going to go into your other run, which is the final leg, and is going to be about 1,400 feet of gain with some climbing. So it is meant to be a test of your physical fortitude. So
we see Green Mountain as the future for recreation in Kitsap. Green is a huge area. It has probably 100 miles of trail. It's a sustained forest belonging to Department of Natural Resources, and they are allowing us to do more recreational things there over time. So we see a great future there.
And finally, story number 5 on the Bremerton Beat Blast this week. The USS Nimitz aircraft carrier came back from sea to its home port here in Bremerton on Sunday night, joining its sister ship, the USS John C. Stennis, both of which are home ported here in Bremerton. The Stennis and the Nimitz are due to go out on deployment after they both completed 18-month, $240 million overhauls in the last few years at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. But before the Nimitz goes out on deployment, I want you to know that we have more than 100 people signed up for the latest Kitsap Sun Story Walk on March 8th. We'll be going aboard the Nimitz. To those of you who are not able to get on the guest list this time, don't worry, I'm going to try again, hopefully in the months ahead, to get aboard another Navy vessel. That's going to do it for this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. All right, give yourself a round of applause. You guys did